Amanda. How are you doing today?
I'm so good.
You good?
Yeah.
We're both wearing star blue.
Apparently it was in the air today.
It was. It's sort of a blue pajama toppy thing. Mine is because we're talking to someone today, you guys, that I worked with for a very long time on a show with magic. And this shirt reminded me of like the bedspread from the show. So
Oh, it does.
I'm going to introduce our guest with her here in the room. Guys, Jennifer Leigh Green was born in West Hills, California, to an actress mother and a musician father. She was raised in Simi Valley with her twin sister Jessica and younger sister Becca in the family. She began to perform in school and community theater productions by the age of 12 and later appeared in commercials, television programs, and a few made-for-TV movies. She also, funny fact, performed with the Pussycat Dolls when they were featured in the burlesque show at the Roxy Theater.
Ooh, la la.
I learned a lot about you, Jenna. I've worked with you for 25 years. I learned a lot reading Wikipedia today. She then came to the cast, the musical Wicked. She opened as the role of Nessa Rose on the first North American tour, which opened in 2005. She understudied the lead role of Elphaba, and as a result played the role over 40 times. She exited the tour in 2006 and transferred to the Broadway production, marking her Broadway debut. She reprised the role of Nessa Rose until 2006, before playing it again in the original LA production in 2007. Is that all correct, Jenna?
Wikipedia is a strange thing with weird facts, but for the most part, yes.
It sounds about right. I think sometimes dates and stuff, names are wrong.
Well, anyone can contribute to Wikipedia. So sometimes just the most random stuff.
Random fans add stuff. So then in 2008, it says here, you made your West End debut in Never Neverland, a benefit concert that helped in aid of ovarian cancer. The concert was at the Duchess Theatre in London. Is this true?
Oh, I didn't even remember the theater, but yes.
There you go. You also starred in TV shows like ER and Dharma and Greg. You did Nickelodeon events like The Big Help and Figure It Out. I think we did Big Help together, didn't we? At the Santa Monica Pier or something.
I'm sure we did.
There's pictures of us riding a roller coaster.
Yes. I love those pictures, actually.
I know. I did too.
Parts.
Yeah. And then you were on Bones and Castle and NCIS Hawaii, Magnum PI, Gossip Girl, and Blue Bloods.
Yeah.
But you guys probably know her the way I know her as Libby, the sassy cheerleader, arch enemy of Sabrina from Sabrina the Teenage Witch. So welcome, Jenna.
Yay. Thank you. It was so funny. Jennifer, I never hear.
I know. I was
Jennifer.
like, her name's Jennifer?
Wait, you didn't know that. You had to.
I mean, I guess if I
Really?
had thought about it, but I never thought of Jenna. I always think of Jen
I know.
as a nickname.
I think it came from, I must have been 11 or 12 something. And I think I just had a fit and thought that Jenny was a baby name. It was a baby name. And so somehow, I don't even know where it came from. And I think also in elementary school, Jennifer was such a popular name. So it was like there were 6 Jennifers in class. So everybody, Jenny, somehow it morphed into Jenna and just stuck.
There you are. I love it.
I relate to that. Amanda is like everyone born between like 1980 and 1995 is Amanda. So I get it.
Did you ever go Mandy?
No.
No?
I was never a Mandy.
I was Missy. I think we've talked about this. I was Missy for about 5.5 seconds. And then I was like, I never want to be called Missy again.
Right? You put your foot down.
No, I was like, maybe I should do that on my Starbucks cups. That'd be kind of funny.
Missy.
Nobody really gets Missy.
Like I always call you Mel.
Mel, I know. That's what I go by as Starbucks because but then I get Nell and I don't know.
I always get Gina.
Gina?
I can't tell you how many rooms, especially back in the day, like this is a long time ago, but I would go into casting offices and someone would come out and you'd see the girl with their, clipboard or whatever, and she'd come out, Gina Leigh. Like, okay, first of all,
they don't know
who
how to
would name their kid that? It's Jenna, it's pretty easy. And Leigh, let's try that again.
Well, so the thing that I wanted to, so first of all, we're all wearing our blue shirts and you have fuzzy socks on already. We wear our fuzzy socks in the studio here. Love it. Super comfy, right?
She's ready. And the color coordination, guys, I mean.
I know, right?
This truly was not planned.
We channeled this today.
Did. But the other thing, I told you both before we went live on the air, that there was something that connected you two. And if you heard it in the intro.
That she's a twin?
Yes.
I'm not a twin, but I have twins.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
She loves twins.
I do. It's so special.
There's been so many people in our lives that have twins. It's insane.
There's something in the water in Nashville for sure.
Are you guys identical, Jenna?
We're not. We have the same coloring, but we're very different. We're different heights. Our features are very different. We've gone through phases our whole life where people think, oh my God, you guys look so much alike. And then more phases where people kind of like, you twins, really? And then our other sister is a solid 6 or 7 inches taller than both of us, fair-haired, blue-eyed.
So it's like the Olsens.
Kind of.
She's the
Yeah.
Elizabeth of the group.
Yes.
There you go. Well, that's funny. So we have to, of course, talk about Sabrina, and then we'll get into, I wanted to talk all about your musical career, but it's so funny, like preparing for this today, I was kind of like, I feel like I've already interviewed you a million times, only because we've done so many panels at Comic-Cons.
Yeah, that's true.
And we even did one just a few weeks ago, like in Wales. It wasn't that long ago. We've done a few this year.
Yeah.
I feel like
we've done 2 now this year.
I feel like I've asked you, like I've heard you answer so many questions about our show and about your favorite memory, your favorite episode, your favorite guest star. So I'm like,
now the challenge is new questions.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I guess we should kind of give the fans at home a little taste of what they do always ask. So what's the question you always get asked?
Oh gosh. I mean, I suppose like the main questions was everybody always wants to know, like, was it fun to play the mean girl? Which honestly, that's such a simple answer, because if you think about it, who wouldn't want to go to work every day and actually be paid to say, mean things and kind of be nasty, get it out of your system, and then everybody laughs and smiles and hugs and goes out for dinner afterwards.
Oh, I would love it.
It's therapeutic, I guess.
It was absolutely the best. But I do feel like it does stick with you because people expect you to be kind of nasty in real life.
They've never seen you be anything else. Yeah. I mean, they have, but like,
are they disappointed when you're not like, ew?
No, I mean, I think people are really surprised, but people will always, you do the same, Melissa. You do like the cameo thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes, I can't tell you how many people, they just want me to be Libby. They want me to roast someone or...
That's so funny. Everybody always wants me to put magic spells on people and stuff. So Cameo, for those that don't know, is an app where you can go and like request celebrities to make a personal video for you. So they put in like information. Actually, I was looking for one for my son for his birthday. I was trying to find a Stranger Things actor to do one for him.
Is anyone on there from Stranger Things?
Actually, I might have forgotten to look because I think I thought I was going to do it and then I never did it. So now I'm reminding myself that I didn't do it.
I bet somebody is. You could do that.
Well, he really wants Millie Bobby Brown, but there's no way getting her. Yeah, I think she's a tough one. But like Sean Astin's on there and he makes a killing on there. People love Sean and love to like get videos from him. And he does long ones and he gets very colorful with his sentiments and but I like doing the cameos. You reminded me I have a few I have to do because you only get like 6 days to do them, and I only try to do them when I have makeup on because as girls it's a little harder.
Yes, that's the thing. Every once in a while, do you ever get I feel like I get an email from them being like, hey, how can we improve the app? Do you have any suggestions? And I'm
filters.
Like, yes, filters, please.
I've said from the beginning, I'm like, I'm not coming on until you do filters. And then of course I did, but it's like it takes me forever to do it because I wait till I have makeup on and then I like take the makeup off and I go, oh, I had some cameos I should have done. And
no, 100%. It's always, I always feel like guys have it so much easier.
They
do. They don't have to think about that. They're just like, oh, great, I got this thing I got to record. Okay, great. Here, I'm talking.
Yeah.
Great. Happy birthday.
We have to find good lighting. We have to do our hair. We got to pluck our eyebrows. We got to do stuff, guys. We got to floss. We got to do it all.
Body admin.
I got to admit, there's a lot of people on there that I've, when I first joined it, I kind of scrolled through a lot to see what people were doing and how it all worked. And I was kind of judgy. I was like, wow, this person does not care.
Wow.
I don't want to be that person.
See that.
Yeah.
She knows.
But then some people, like, I try not to do them in my car, but if I'm running late on one, I'll do it in the car because I feel like that's not personal. Like, I want to find good lighting and a pretty background. Car lighting is good sometimes, but I hate having, like, the seatbelt on or traffic going by or anything distracting.
If you didn't have your seatbelt on, then you get the comment, she's not wearing her seatbelt.
She's not wearing her seatbelt. Are you driving? Well, I mean, I don't drive, so I do drive, but just not.
Were your car's dirty, or what are you driving, or why are you? Yeah, so
everybody's got a comment.
Everybody's got a comment. Everybody's offended. So what's your favorite episode that we did? Like, what was your favorite episode to film? I guess I should ask.
I honestly, it's always the same. I loved the Geek Like Me episode so much.
Yes. This was like honestly,
first season. It was like the third or fourth episode.
You know what the brain can tell us?
Really
Why don't you ask the brain what the season is with Geek Like Me. This was a big episode with Paul Feig, who went on to direct Bridesmaids. He's a huge director now. He directs huge comedies. He was in a show called Freaks and Geeks, or he created the show Freaks and Geeks, right? But he was on. He
Now,
played Mr. Poole.
So many things.
Yes, so many things.
I loved him.
But he played Mr. Poole for 1 or 2 seasons.
Oh, season 1, episode 9.
Yes, it was
Episode
early
9,
on.
okay.
It was early on.
Yeah.
My ex-boyfriend is in a lot of that episode too. James,
Yes,
very tall,
James.
gawky guy. Yeah, he. We put some glasses on him and had him be in that scene. We had a lot of our stand-ins, I think, in those scenes and stuff in the school.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mr. Feig, Paul Feig, Mr. Poole was in that one heavy.
And Curtis Anderson had a lot to do in
Curtis Anderson.
episode. Is Gordy.
Yep.
It was just fun. It was really, really fun. And I think that was the first episode, so I guess 9 episodes in, where I got to do something a little bit different because, you magically turned me into a nerd, which I, of course, then the nerds revolt and become the cool ones. But it was just fun. There was a lot of physical comedy.
Turned it on me.
And
I tried to turn
So
them all
no
into-
matter what, Libby is.
She's
no
always
matter
on top. She knows how to win, for sure. Sabrina never did. That's why, it's funny that you said that because when you were saying how fun it was to play Libby, I'm like, I've always kind of complained that Sabrina wasn't really someone I identified with because she just wanted to fade into the background. She just wanted to be the wallflower. She just wanted to everything be okay, everything be nice, everything be fixed. And she was always trying to solve problems that she created accidentally with her magic or the cat created or whatever. And I feel like I never got to be really goofy, fun. That's why I like the pancake episode. Pancake Madness is my favorite episode because I got to be a little over the top and a little in my own head and have some fun with that. But yeah, even this episode, I think I'm the only one that's the center of the tornado and everybody else is tornadoing around me and I'm the eye of the tornado.
Okay, I hear you on that, but I'm gonna say this, and it's a little compliment. It is such a honestly, the hardest thing to do in these types of shows or these types of situations or whatever it may be, being the straight guy, when there's so much going on around you with these characters that are big and flashy or, whatever it is an art form to actually hold down the fort and just be kind of I feel like that's an old term of being the straight guy, but
Yeah.
a lot of people can't do it. You'll morph towards something else or you'll be way too big but having that balance when everything around you is chaos, that's truly an art form.
Thanks. Well, I always say thank you. I really appreciate that. I hadn't really considered myself the straight guy, but you're right. That's what I was. And and it's funny because I always said that what saved me was that Sabrina wasn't just Sabrina in every episode. There was always a character I was stepping into. So whether it was Cinderella or I was strangling you into a water fountain during a fashion show or I was, Alice in Wonderland or whatever I was, I got to break out and do some other things. So it never, for 7 years, it didn't feel super stagnant because I think that would have if it was any other show.
Think of yourself this way. You were the Jerry Seinfeld. You're the anchor of your world.
Amanda, I couldn't find that word, but that is exactly what it is. She was the anchor of it when everything around her was swirling.
Which is hilarious. I never really thought about that. Then when I got my next show, Melissa and Joey, and I created that show, I was like, I do not want to be. I need to be the tornado. I need to be the one causing destruction and being stupid funny. And I was like,
fair enough.
I do not want to do that again. I was like, I will not be the straight man again. But yeah so that's now I'm anytime I'm creating something, I'm or looking at a project, I'm I don't want to be the one that's guys, it'll be okay.
Why are you like this?
What's going on? What is one of your best memories from being on set?
Oh gosh. I mean, we were so young. You had, obviously you'd done Clarissa before and so much other stuff. And I had been, according to Wikipedia, I was acting for a long time. But, I was very shy as a kid. I think being a twin is a weird thing. I'm sure, Amanda, what I'm saying is probably going to ring true to you and what you've noticed with your kids. But being a twin, it's it was almost as if you never had your own identity. The girls are here, the girls this. Our names were Jennifer and Jessica, and I swear even family members couldn't get it right. Jessifer, Jenica, it was always, so it just became the girls. And my sister actually had such a boisterous, very energetic personality. And I did kind of fade back a little bit. I always let her kind of take the lead. And I loved, I would tag along and follow her lead, but I wasn't really, people think of actors all the time as though we're just these, loud, notice me, let me sing and dance for you. And that's not the case a lot of times in your real life, where a lot of times we kind of get involved with acting because it is a cool thing where you're getting to do something where you aren't yourself.
Right.
That's true. You get to like break it down. Like you get to kind of break out of your kind of introvert person to pull out that extrovert, but it's not you, it's someone else. So it's okay.
You get to become someone else. And I think that's what appealed to me. I loved the fact that I could, read these lines and play these parts, and I could totally be somebody else for a day. Not that I didn't like who I was, it was just fun. And I really, fell into it. And so, but I still was, later teens before I started doing it professionally. I grew up in Southern California, so luckily there was a lot available to me theater-wise. There was great theaters in, the Ventura County area that I grew up in, Los Angeles. And so I always kind of worked and did it. But Sabrina was really like my college. So many people go to college to study acting, to study theater, to study, film and TV, whatever it may be. That kind of was it for me. So I learned so much.
You learned on the job.
Set.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It was a good set to learn on. We had some, not only did we always talk about the amazing guest stars and the amazing opportunities, but the fact that we knew we had job security for a few years, and that we knew we were going through a fourth season when we were in the second season.
I remember auditioning for it. I already knew that the show had been picked up for a season. So the nerves and everything that went into
we didn't do a pilot, right? I was thinking about this the other day. I'm like, I should know this, but it's been so long now. Like, we didn't do a pilot. So
no.
You just went into like, here's a series.
Wow.
Yeah, I knew going into the auditioning process that if I got the job, it was going to at least be a season's worth of work, which was mind-blowing.
It's so rare that those things happen. Like, it's so rare you don't do a pilot and wait 6 months to find out if you have a show. And then it's so rare that you have a back end. It's so rare to know you have another season ahead. And we got like blessing after blessing of like, you guys get another season. Now we're going to give you 2 seasons. Now, and it was like, wait,
we're not doing, 13, we're doing 21.
Yeah.
Like, it was just.
Oh, and then there was the year there was a writer's strike looming, and they were like, we're actually going to do like 28 this season. So we popped a few more.
Wow.
I think so. I think it was like the 4th season or so. I just remember they were like, we got to do a few more. Remember we did like, were you there when we did like bottle episodes? Like, we would do on Fridays, we'd add a scene or two, and all of a sudden after like 12 weeks, we'd have another episode done. Like, they would add just like little scenes. It's actually a way to screw the crew over so you don't have to pay them.
Sure.
Because they're already on set and you're just filming along. Actors luckily and directors have different contracts, so we get paid per episode, whereas the crew gets paid per hour. So
per hour.
Basically, they're not paying for the crew or the soundstage for an extra week or two, but you get 2 extra episodes done at the end of the year. So
they're banking it.
Yeah. It's one of the ways the networks really screw you.
But I think for me, I think that I had heard, as you all do, like being a young actor in LA, you hear horror stories. You hear about, huge personalities and people, oh, this show, oh, I love this show. Oh, did you know that everybody hated each other? You hear these stories about sets and casts where they're like, oh, they're best friends. No, they're not. But that really was the case. Like, everybody was kind and nice and fun.
We were friends.
We all got along. We were
fun.
all really good friends. You had just moved to LA to do the show.
Oh, yeah.
And I had really just moved. Like, where I grew up is a solid 45 minutes from the city without traffic. So I actually had to move closer to the city because it was too far to commute. So I didn't have a ton of friends yet in that area. So we really were.
I think Nate too. Didn't Nate come from?
Yeah, I think
Nate got an apartment around the corner from mine, I think.
We all kind of lived near each other. And then at one point I moved and you and I lived on the same block.
Oh, yeah.
A couple apartment buildings down from each other.
And we just had and we would do stuff we get done so late on Friday nights, but if we didn't, we'd go shoot pool or we'd go do something. There was we were young and it was our college years, it wasn't let's go home and go to bed. No, it was like, let's go. What are we doing, guys? The bars close at 1:30. What can we do? If your doctor can recite every line from the movie Ferris Bueller's Day Off, but can't remember your name, it's time for a new doctor with ZocDoc.
Yeah, it's a great movie, but ZocDoc makes it easy to find quality doctors in your network and in your neighborhood.
Before you book any brunch, you pore over lists and lists of reviews, right?
Mm-hmm.
So why not do the same when you're booking a doctor's appointment?
Finding the right doctor is just as, if not more, important than finding the right plate of Eggs Benedict. With ZocDoc, you can see real, verified patient reviews to help you find the right doctor in your network and in your neighborhood. After all, plus, with real verified patient reviews, you can find the right doctor for you, one that actually remembers your name.
Mm-hmm. ZocDoc is a free app that shows you doctors who are patient-reviewed, take your insurance, and are available when you need them.
Go to ZocDoc.com/WWB and download the ZocDoc app for free. Then start your search for a top-rated doctor today. Many are available within 24 hours.
That's ZocDoc, ZocDoc.com/WWB. ZocDoc.com/WWB.
Yeah, it wouldn't be like, okay, that's an hour for lunch and everybody would go their separate ways. It'd be like, okay, where do you want to go get something to eat?
Yeah.
Or I remember there was like, all the guys played hacky sack. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And so we would sit like out in the lot around the trailers, and there would be like a big circle. And
are you
would,
thinking
be
about
eating lunch.
okay, here's the weird thing. We started our first season was at Universal Studios, and I don't even have any memories of Universal Studios. I only remember the show being shot at Paramount. It's weird. Do you ever think about do you imagine the Universal stage when you think about?
The only thing I remember about it is that from time to time we would sneak into the lot.
We would go in and ride the rides.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because that's what I used to do on Clarissa, because I filmed at Universal in Florida. And so at lunchtime, we'd go ride Back to the Future, which now
and I did
Simpsons.
that too, because
That's so cool.
Before Sabrina, I actually did a pilot for, this is a funny story, because if it had worked out, I would not have been available for Sabrina. I had done a pilot for Nickelodeon called, it was a show that actually ended up airing called The Mystery Files of Shelby Woo.
Oh, yeah.
But I did the pilot as Shelby, and it was called, the original title of that show was The Mystery Files of Shelby Wink.
Oh.
And I was Shelby.
Oh, that's
and I filmed in a Universal Studios in Orlando. And it was a huge deal for me. I mean, I was like maybe 18, 19. And this whole experience and leading this show. And I had such an amazing time filming the pilot. And then same thing, I waited and waited and waited. And then finally got this phone call saying, hey, the show's going to go, but not with you, which was devastating.
Yeah, I bet.
But, I understood they changed the whole premise of the show. They had Pat Morita from The Karate Kid came on, and he ended up playing her grandfather, which originally it was me and my dad and my little brother. So it was like the whole family, everything about it changed. But if that show had gone with me, I never would have even auditioned for Sabrina. I wouldn't have. So it was like everything works out for a reason. But I loved that lot in Florida.
Yeah, that lot in Florida is really great because it's small. It's like a smaller, well, you know Orlando well, Amanda, but it's like a smaller world. Universal in Hollywood is huge, and it's up a hill, and there's just to get to Jurassic Park, you've got to go down 8 escalators or some crap like that. Like me and my kids usually race up the stairs and see who can be not winded the soonest.
Yeah, that wouldn't work out for me.
I do remember the shooting for that year at Universal. It gave me my little lie that I would tell about what I did for a living. Because I don't know why I always felt weird. The first year the show was on, I always felt weird if people are like, "Oh, what do you do?" And I'm being like, "Oh, I'm an actor." And then
I still don't say it.
Oh,
I still won't say it. I don't know why.
I always felt so weird about it, and I'm still kind of that way too. When people try and get you to rattle, I know you. What have you been in? Like, no, please don't make me list my resume. If you know, I will say yes. But I hate it when people try and get you to rattle off your.
Oh, I can't stand. Actually, what is the second after Sabrina? What is the other thing that people mostly recognize you from? What's the second one?
I mean, honestly, it's different worlds, because the musical theater world that are fans of that type of stuff will always be like, oh, know me from Wicked, or this actual show that I did before Wicked, which was called Bear, which became this kind of cult classic. It was kind of like the pre-Spring Awakening, but it was this show that I actually moved to New York to do from Los Angeles. And it was this teenage angst rock opera show that kind of had this sad, unceremonious death that it was supposed to transfer. It was all this stuff. And then the show ended up dying, which is why I auditioned for Wicked and then ended up doing that. But I remember being on tour with Wicked and being at stage doors thinking I'm in the hugest show there's ever been, and it's Wicked. And people were like, Bear changed my life. So it's really, so I still get people being like, oh my God, you're the girl from, and you think you know what they're going to say.
Yeah.
And they're like, Bear.
Oh, that's so cool.
So that's a weird one. But I used to tell people that I drove the tram at Universal.
Oh.
People asked me where I worked.
That's a great one, actually.
I work at Universal.
Well, it's not a
They
lie.
pursued it. Exactly, because we did. We shot the show at
You
Universal
just know you
Studios.
didn't drive the tram.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I said, "Oh, I work at Universal Studios," and if they pushed it, I'd be like, "Oh, I drive the tram."
That's amazing.
That would actually be a fun job, I think.
I think
driving the tram.
the noise though. Those things are so loud.
They are loud. That's true. And you have to go through some of those tunnels and things shake you up.
Yeah.
That would be the only negative.
What about driving the boat at the Jungle Cruise? Like that'd be kind of fun too.
But what if you're? I always think about that. I'm like, what if I'm in a bad mood? Like, what if those people are just having a terrible
No,
day?
you got to. That's like our job. You got to turn it on,
and
Amanda.
they got to get up there and
hey,
do it.
you were a PTO president. It's like being the it's like walking into the PTO when your kids are puking at home. It's like you got to turn it on. You got to just be there. You got to be.
What is PTO like PTA?
Oh, PTA.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Yeah,
That's the
parent
same
teacher
thing.
organization instead of parent teacher association, right?
Yeah.
Association.
Yeah,
It's all the
I
same.
never know. Different schools call it different things.
It's like HOA or co-op.
Yes.
Yeah,
Same thing.
All the same.
Same thing.
Oh, is that what
Okay.
a co-op is? Okay, good to know.
Yeah.
I never understood that term. I'm like, wait, what?
I think it's kind of for just like apartment buildings. I don't know if it's just a New York thing.
Oh, I gotcha.
But
So let me ask you, who was your favorite guest star? Because I mean, we've mentioned so many in our many panels at many Comic-Cons, and we'll be at 90s guys. We'll be at Comic-Con 90s Con in Hartford, Connecticut again in March. So you can come, and we've got another special guest coming with us. So usually it's been you, me, Nate. No, did Nate? Yeah, Nate was there last year.
That was the first one he joined us on.
Yep, Caroline and Beth, and Hilda and Zelda, Harvey, me, Libby, and this year we have Salem coming. We have Nick Bakay.
Oh,
We're
coming in 90s.
We're all going to be chop meat. Everybody, every time we go to these things, you're like, "Where's Salem? Where's Salem?"
Yeah.
So,
are people going to be disappointed when it's a human?
No, because here's the weird thing. I was thinking about that. Like,
You think they know?
but voiceover artists get. I mean, they get the. Like, people love voiceover
Well, people
artists.
don't get to see them.
oh yeah.
That's
so
true.
maybe that's what it.
And
it's
his
the
voice-
novelty of the visual.
That's true. His voice is, I mean, the same.
But
He didn't do anything to his voice. That is his voice. He read it at a table read, and he was one of our writers. And they were just kind of like, they couldn't find anyone, and they were kind of like, "You want to do it?" And he was like, "Okay." He's like, eggs. No, I don't know. I can't do the cabin.
Eggs. Yeah. No. But I mean, it is him. As soon as he picks up a microphone at the panel that we will inevitably do, people will lose their minds.
Well, he's like
and
a
I'm
stand-up.
so
Well,
excited.
I don't know if he started in stand-up, but he's just a funny guy. We got to get him on the podcast because he's
right.
hilarious. I love that guy. And I mean, he's
Wait, is this the first time you guys have done the podcast this way? Like without
Zoom.
someone in-house?
I think it's the third time we've done a Zoom.
Okay.
Yeah, we did one
First
with
time in a few seasons, though.
yeah, we haven't done it since like second season. Maybe we had Garcelle
and
Bouquet
Tara.
and Tara Strong. You know Tara.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so we did one with Tara, who was our Molly Dolly, and she was in she was Gwen in the Sabrina movies, and of course she's all the voiceovers. And I mean, she
All the words.
kills it at the Comic-Cons. Everyone wants to see her because she's Twilight Sparkle and she's Batgirl and she all the things, right?
It's insane. Her
Yeah.
career in that world is just. I mean, she's pretty untouchable.
Yeah, it's true. She is, and actually, we're creating one together. I'm very excited about it.
Oh.
That's so great.
So wait, so who was your favorite guest star? Is it Johnny Mathis or was it? Oh wait, was yours the Monkees? No wait, you like the Violent Femmes.
Let her
The
in.
Violent Femmes. The Violent Femmes.
I'm not
was
letting her answer. I wanna
definitely- So, I mean, for me, because we weren't really on set very much if we weren't involved. So a lot of like the like crazy, super cool, like I don't want to say old school, but older than us, a generation above us or whatever that would come onto the show, the Raquel Welch and the Barbara Eden and Dick Van
Forgot
Dyke,
about
all of
Raquel
that stuff.
Welch. Yeah.
I didn't really get to work with any of them. So my experience of guest stars on the show had much more to do with like the pop star world. So
When they came,
Britney
because a
was
lot of them
there,
came to
when
the high school. and
Backstreet
stuff.
Boys and NSYNC and the Violent Femmes. So it was like I was kind of in the music section of our guest stars.
That's true.
And so
Yeah, because
but
you go up to the Violent, like
I-
I don't remember. I wanted the Violent Femmes. They were my first concert, but I loved their music, but I don't remember
But you
interacting with
were-
them at all. But you did because you had scenes with them.
yeah, but didn't you were in that you were with us.
I was there, but
weren't
I
you?
think I don't know. Maybe we need to watch this episode and do a rewatch episode because
Okay.
right?
I think you're
I
at a
remember like we all ended up in a car together and we were going to the thing. So,
oh, and
no.
then you go up and get their autograph or something, but I don't know what
And
I
it
did.
was, do you know what episode it was? It was when we had Hilda and Zelda as teenagers.
Oh, did you and I go with Hilda and Zelda?
So I think I don't know how we ended up together because, as Libby would say,
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah.
So I don't know how we ended up in like going together to something, but all of us were there. Gordy was there. Curse was there too.
Yeah.
So we all ended up somehow at this event, and it was but I definitely did have like more interaction with them, and that was a dream for me because we all loved them.
Oh, loved them. I think I was too shy to talk to them, or I just didn't have enough scenes with them where I felt like I couldn't. Same with Blondie. Blondie was there at my request, and I don't remember I've had more conversations with like Betsy Johnson because I wore her clothes than with Blondie, who I worked with on the show. Like, kind of weird, but
it is intimidating though, because you'd think, it's so funny now that I've been doing a lot of guest star work and I'm coming onto other people's sets just for 1 week. I always like look at it and think, okay, all I want to do is assimilate into their set. They have a well-oiled machine. Like I can do my job the best way I can do it. If I show up, I hit my marks, I say my lines, I don't cause any, delays or problems, and then I'm out. And if I can, but imagining that it was our show. So we were the ones that were there every week. So you'd think that we would have more kind of like bravado or whatever to talk to, but we were kind of like still giddy whenever someone cool would come.
We were, but we also had each other. So in a way we didn't, I feel like if I didn't know what to say to them, I could fall back on talking to the crew, talking to the cast. If I didn't feel like I could go up to them like confidently, I feel like I shied away a little bit, which is weird thinking about
but that's
me and
what
my personality.
We did that. You'd think that we would have had a bit more.
Been like, hey, how are you? Like, I don't think I was very welcoming on the set. I think I was more embarrassed a lot of the time than welcoming.
I don't think it came across as though you weren't friendly.
Yeah, no, I hope not. But I don't think I walked up to people like, hi, welcome to the set. I'm Melissa. Like, I felt like that felt businessy to me, and I wasn't a businesswoman. Like, it just felt weird.
No, because we were also very young, so that's. Yeah. I feel like that's more of a persona someone who would have been a decade older than us might have taken on.
That's what Beth and Caroline did. That's true. Hi, I'm Beth. Like I could see Beth going, hi, I'm Beth. How are you?
I'm that person you can always count on though. Like if you're nervous to go up to somebody, just tell me.
Yeah.
Because I will do it.
You'll shove me up there.
If you won't do it, I will walk up to them and be like, hi, come with me. Come meet this person.
Yeah.
And I'm never afraid. It drove Logan nuts.
But see, I'm not. If it's someone I don't like, I did it with Daniel Radcliffe with our makeup artist Erin. Like she wanted to meet Daniel Radcliffe at a Harry Potter, and I was like, well, I don't have an affiliation either. Like he seems cool. Harry Potter's awesome, but like I don't care what he thinks of me. But she was like, don't. And I was like, come on. And I was like, hey, will you meet my friend? And he's like, oh my God, I grew up on you. I love you. And I was like, oh, thank you. That was so sweet. But this is my friend Erin. And like, it was okay for me to do for her. But it's kind of like you can do it for your kids.
I can do it for anyone.
Yeah, like I'll do it for you. You do it for me.
That's fine.
Okay.
But I was so proud of Logan one day, finally, after years of me being that person. He's like, no, don't bother them. I'm like, oh, I'm going to bother them. Here we go. One day we were at Hamilton in New York. And it was like an afternoon show. We didn't really expect to see anyone. We were just there for the show. And at intermission, Logan gets up, goes to the restroom, and I'm just sitting there looking around, and I noticed Steven Spielberg in front of us. And
you went up to Steven Spielberg?
No. Hang on.
Okay.
So I text Logan, and I'm like, just want to make you aware, Steven Spielberg is here. And this is like Logan's idol. This is the man who inspired him to go to film school and to get into media and all this. So he's like, are you serious? I was like, I'm like 97.7% sure. And he's like, okay. So he comes back. It goes dark again. Show ends. I'm picking up my bag off the floor and getting my playbill and everything. I look up and Logan's gone. I cannot find him. Suddenly I spot him. He is down beside the stage and he is talking to Steven Spielberg.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, I've never been more proud in my whole life.
Beeline for him.
And it just worked out so well because he was wearing Jaws shoes.
Was it the Vans with the jaw?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, my kids have those.
And so it was a big day. And but cute. I was like, I have finally it's happened.
Yeah, there you go.
You rubbed off.
You rubbed off.
You groomed him well.
And then I failed as a wife and forgot to take a picture of the whole situation.
Oh, you know what though? So I keep telling my kids sometimes things have to happen without a picture.
And you know what? We'll always have that memory.
It doesn't mean it didn't happen.
I witnessed it. I can back it up. He did meet him, and he was so kind. And it was a great experience.
That's nice.
So.
Well, speaking of
that we did
Broadway,
get pictures of. Yes.
I know we didn't have cell phones. We had
We didn't-
Polaroids.
Yeah, like we just didn't.
We had Polaroid cameras, so sometimes we get a Polaroid. And where the hell are those right now? Rotting in the bottom of a shoebox.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm going to pull those out. I'll pull those out for everybody someday soon.
We should put some on
I
set.
have a
We need a
couple.
set
I have a
redesign.
couple.
We do.
I have these random Polaroids from, remember when we did that 17 magazine photo shoot?
Oh,
It was like
yeah.
a prom thing. I randomly found a couple Polaroids from that.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
so
I have
fun.
boxes of photos somewhere. I just haven't pulled them together yet. Like, I keep moving things
Did
into
you
boxes
send them
and
to the
moving.
UK?
I sent a lot of my memorabilia to the UK to sell off, but we have not done that yet. Hey, Amanda, did you know that 30 million women are impacted by weakening or thinning hair? Like, I have noticed as I've gotten older that my hair is getting thinner, a little kinkier. Like,
Yeah.
it's just changing texture, and I got a little freaked out. So I started using something new called Nutrafol.
How are you liking it?
I'm loving it. I've only just started, and I'm so excited to see the results because it's got great recommendations.
Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement, and it's clinically shown to improve your hair growth, thickness, and visible scalp coverage.
It also supports healthy hair growth from within by targeting the 5 root causes of thinning, which is stress, hormones, environment, nutrition, and metabolism.
Nutrafol has 3 unique formulas to support women throughout all stages of life, including postpartum and menopause. Each formula is physician formulated using natural, drug-free, medical-grade ingredients in consistently effective dosages, so you can get the most reliable results.
In a clinical study, 86% of women reported improved hair growth over 6 months.
3,000 plus top doctors and stylists recommend Nutrafol as an effective and high-quality solution for healthier hair.
And you too can grow thicker, healthier hair, and you can support our show by going to Nutrafol.com and entering the promo code WWB, like what women binge, to save $15 off your first month subscription. This is their best offer anywhere, and it is only available to U.S. customers for a limited time.
Plus, free shipping on every order. Get $15 off at Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code WWB.
And thanks for supporting our show, Nutrafol. Someday you guys will be able to get some of my memorabilia out there.
Right.
But Jenna, tell us about,
Okay.
let's talk about Wicked. Let's talk about your Broadway time. Let's talk about, and there was a show you did recently. I was trying to remember the name of it that you finished a few years ago.
I did the last show I did here in New York. I mean, well, pandemic kind of brought everything to a screeching halt. But the last show I did before the pandemic hit was a revival, the New York revival of a show called The Marvelous Wonderettes, which is just a sweet little, like, it's a show our parents would kill for. It's all 50s and 60s music. It's like just this sweet little jukebox musical with 4 girls, and the plot is super thin. It's really just designed to string all of these amazing songs together. But I did that for about a year and a half here in New York, and it was just a fun thing to do. It was something that kind of fell into my lap, but we did it right on Theater Row on 42nd Street, and it was just fun. You know, it's funny because I feel like career-wise, it's weird because people will always say to me, they're like, "Oh, but you don't do TV and film anymore. You're a Broadway girl now." I'm like, "Well, no." I mean, there are some people who only do television, film, and have never done any kind of theater or Broadway, and there are people who only do Broadway. But there are a lot of people who, you know, I don't have a favorite medium. I like them all, and they're all just very, very different beasts. So I just like cool projects.
Yeah.
I'm not really picky. I grew up, you know, loving musical theater. So the fact that I did end up getting to come to New York and do it was so unreal and amazing. But I really do kind of just go back and forth. But it's been such an amazing experience to, you know, and I live here now. I've been in New York 10 years now.
So tell me, here's the thing. I have never, you're going to kill me. Everyone is about to probably hate me, but I've never seen Wicked. Can you? Is that insane?
How?
I've never seen
That's
Wicked.
a little insane.
Well, I know what we're doing on our next trip.
Yeah, I don't know why. It's like I spent a lot of years with musical theater when my sister was singing in a few plays, or friends were. So I saw Les Mis 12 times. I saw Miss Saigon 20 times. I saw The Who's Tommy a million times. Yeah, like I've seen Anything Goes.
And I did the Los Angeles production of.
Oh, you did? Emily, my little sister, played Little Tommy on the Broadway production.
Not the original. Like there was an LA revival in 2008, I believe is when we did it. It was an insanely cool production.
It's such a great play.
That one I don't know,
Yeah.
but Wicked.
But the Who, their
The
song,
Who.
their album of Tommy. It's like a rock opera.
Oh, okay.
And so they made it a play.
That turned into a stage musical. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was and it's incredible. It's like it's about a pinball wizard who's deaf, dumb, and blind. That deaf, dumb,
a little boy
blind
who witnesses
I
something
think I've
traumatic
seen
and
the video version or movie version of this.
Probably. My sister and I used to
it was a
listen.
movie.
My parents were big hippies, so I listened to the Who's Tommy all the time. And then for my sister to get the part of little Tommy, there were 4 little Tommies every night. So the little girls, and they were always girls. Yeah. And they had to cut their hair into bowl cuts and then dye it jet black. So me and my boyfriend, who had a bowl cut with black hair, used to pick her up on the subway up on 44th Street and take her down to our apartment in the village. And she probably looked like our daughter. She's 10 years younger than me. And even though I was like 18 and she was 8, it probably looked like our daughter in a weird way. She has my face, but his hair. So it was super weird. But so she was playing Tommy, and that was a fun one to be a part of. But those are the plays that I've seen. But so tell me, anyone that might be out there like me that doesn't know Wicked, tell us a quick little like log line.
I mean, Wicked is I mean, you might actually be the only person
I think
who
I
does
am.
not know what Wicked is, but to appease you, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Wicked is basically kind of the story of what if what you think you know about the Wizard of Oz was not actually the real story. So it is about the witches behind the Wizard of Oz. So Glinda and Elphaba, which would be who we know from the Wizard of Oz as the Wicked Witch of the West. And it starts with them entering university or college and butting heads, being forced to be roommates. And
they're not sisters.
No.
Oh, I thought they were sisters.
Okay. No, they're honestly, Glinda, the good witch, is kind of the mean girl, and Elphaba is the outcast because she's green. And then they discover that she actually does have magical powers. And then and it's very much a play on politics as well. Like the book is 1,000,000 pages and is insanely political and so in depth. It's a very like rough but challenging and interesting and kind of eye-opening read. But it basically Wizard of Oz starts about 3/4 of the way through Wicked the musical.
Okay.
So it's basically, what if the Wicked Witch wasn't really bad? She was just misunderstood. And then the reasons why she's doing that, you see the reasons behind why she did everything she did. And so then the character that I played, which is Nessa Rose, she is Elphaba's sister. She's her younger sister.
Okay. She
was born crippled, so she's in a wheelchair, but they refer to her as being, she's this beautiful face, but poor girl, she's in this wheelchair. So they call her tragically beautiful. Oh. So she is just, you think of her as just being this poor girl who's stuck in this wheelchair, and her sister's weird and she doesn't really want anything to do with her. And then something happens in the second act and she actually gets the ability to walk, and she becomes the governor of Munchkin Land and has a lot of power, and she abuses her power. And so Nessa Rose is actually the sister that the house falls on.
Oh.
So that's where the
wait, did you just spoiler alert? Like, did you just spoiler alert me?
Everyone has seen this.
Everyone has
Don't worry. Nothing
they call her the Wicked Witch of the East.
Oh, okay.
So it's the Wicked Witch of the West and the Wicked Witch of the East. But so I actually I played Nessa Rose full time, but I also and they don't do this anymore. I think when years ago when I did the show, my original auditions for the show had all been for Elphaba, and so then when I didn't get that role, they kind of came back and said, would Jenna be interested in auditioning for Nessa Rose? So I went back in again for literally like a 2-minute long audition. It was so quick because I'd been through so much of the process already that the director was like, I don't need you to sing. It's fine. We just want to see these scenes. Because they'd heard me sing all of the Elphaba stuff, which is so much more So I ended up getting that part. And then a couple weeks later, before we started rehearsals, they kind of came back and said, would she be interested in understudying the role, which is not something I'd ever really done before.
Yeah.
So it was very daunting and scary to think of understudying.
Yeah, understudy. That's what I've done a lot on Broadway was understudy. And it's tough because you're oftentimes, well, were you just understudying just Elphaba?
Just Elphaba. So
that's at least there's only one role.
Yeah.
A lot of time you're understudying numerous roles, and you don't know which one you're ever going to go on.
That's a swing, right?
No. Yes.
Yeah. But it was. I mean, I understudied 4 roles in The Crucible. No, 3. I think it was 3, and ended up going on as one. But I didn't remember any one of them all the way through because anytime we ever did rehearsals, I was. And if you're this one, you're going to be here, and if you're this one, you're going to be here, and if you're and I was like, okay. So then the night that I had to go on, I was like, which one am I now?
The mind of a swing is insane to me. I have so much respect for anyone who has the brain capacity to dance captain or swing a show, especially like swinging ensemble members, because you have to imagine it, especially in a big musical, there's probably 12 female ensemble members. So if you're a swing and you're covering all of them, I could never do it.
When I went on, it was like it's me and Michael York, Martin Sheen, and here I am on Broadway with them, and I'm like, this is a 50-person. This is a Crucible.
Yeah.
I'm the little
one. I didn't
know
you did that. Crucible is one of my favorites.
I was 16, and I was like, and I got called that morning. Hey, she's sick. You're going on tonight. Quick, go to Capizio, grab some slippers, and get over here because we got to rehearse. And I was like, yeah, I still have nightmares about it because I'm like, it's me going on set going, I don't know my lines.
She's sick.
What am I doing?
Imagine how I'm feeling right now.
I think I'm sick too. I can't do it. Get someone else.
A funny story is that the first time I did end up going on for Elphaba was we had a whole situation happen before we'd even opened. And we opened the show in Toronto, which is where the tour opened there. So we'd been in Toronto for weeks already, rehearsing and teching, then going into previews for the show. And Stephanie Block, who was our brilliant Elphaba, had an injury. And so we ended up having to push our previews for a couple of days and get someone from New York to come out and help us and step in. And she did that for a week or two until Stephanie was feeling, better and they could get her back in the show. But I got a phone call, I think on our official opening night, which was a Tuesday night. And I got a phone call from our stage manager or company manager, one of the two, saying, hey, I just want to wish you, a great opening night, which I thought was so odd because I was like, wow, are they calling every cast member, wishing them a happy opening?
Oh, no.
So she said, I just want to wish you a happy opening, have an amazing time tonight. And FYI, you're going to go on as Elphaba on Friday night. Oh. I had never rehearsed. And I wasn't even, they kept the rehearsals for the other roles closed. So the understudies weren't even in the room to just take notes, or I had not started rehearsals yet. So in 3 days, they taught me the whole show. Luckily, I had been kind of doing my homework on my own during the rehearsal process and trying to memorize lines and learn music.
You're a professional.
I'd never sang through the songs with anyone other than the songs that I'd auditioned with. I didn't know the blocking. I didn't know anything.
That gives me like palpitations.
This is why,
I'm like, oh God, I'm sweating.
Broadway is.
I don't even remember it. But there's a huge thing, Melissa. It's very famous in Wicked. At the end of Act 1, Elphaba flies in the air, and it's the big defying gravity moment at the end of it. And it's just this probably the most famous moment from Wicked is at the end of Act 1 with Elphaba in the air with her broom just flying.
Okay.
And we called this piece of machinery we called it the cherry picker. But you had to get. You're doing the scene, you're doing the song, you run to the back, and you've got tights, green bodysuit, green paint, clothing, hat, wig, cape, broomstick, book bag, the magical book. You've got all this stuff. You have to run back, get in this contraption, make sure that none of the articles of clothing that you're wearing are caught in any way, because this thing closes around you. And if it's not closed properly, it won't work. It's designed, to be a safety measure. And then as you're still in the middle of doing all this stuff, it moves to the front. And then, she says, it's not her. She's not the one you want. It's me. And she goes up. that thing just did not lift.
Oh,
My first show on just didn't lift. And I'm like, oh my God, I've done something wrong. Oh my God, I've done something wrong. But you have to keep going.
Oh no.
So we just finished it. And one by one, all of the cast members on stage just start, because they're supposed to be like, staring at her up in the air, contributing their parts at the end of the song. And one by one, they just slowly start falling to the ground.
So that they were lower?
Like by the end of the number, every single cast member on stage was just laying on the floor with their hands up, trying to make me
look like you were further away. Oh, man.
And, the curtain comes down and I'm like, oh, what did I do wrong? It ended up not being my fault. It was a mechanical mistake.
Oh.
But I was the first green girl to not fly in Wicked. I was the first one that had ever happened to. Now they have the whole like plan B safety measures. It opens up, she runs to the front of the stage, but it had never happened before.
Oh, wow. Oh my goodness.
Crazy. Yeah.
That's a great story. Well, so now we get to the part in our show where we ask you what you're into.
Okay.
What are you binging?
Oh gosh. You know what? I did not used to consider myself to be a binger. And then the pandemic hit and everybody started binging everything, but I was petrified of it because I thought if I just laid on the couch and watched TV all day,
you'd waste
that I thought I would like fall into this Great Depression. And so I still didn't do it. But recently, I don't know what's changed. I think I've had like a kind of crazy couple of months and I just love nothing more than just being home. And so I started binging.
Well, also, you're missing out. Like if you don't, we don't have the appointment television like we used to, but you also have if you're missing out on a few things, if your friends are watching something or you're talking to your best friend or your mom or whatever, and you're not watching what they're watching, you'd like to talk to them about it. So I feel like now it's acceptable because we have to watch some of the same things because nobody's watching the same things, Yeah,
well, there's so much content.
There's so much content.
There's networks and streaming services that I've never even heard of that each have 25 scripted television shows. I'm like, what are all these shows?
Well, that's why I wanted to start this podcast because I was like, everybody needs to talk about what they're like. I run out of ideas. I also can't watch everything, so I need Amanda here to watch some of the things, and I'll watch some of the things, and you watch some of the things, and then we'll all talk about it.
So I'm late to the game, but recently I have been binging. Well, I caught up on Ted Lasso and Morning Show.
Oh, so good.
I haven't done Morning Show second season. How's second season of Morning Show compared to the first?
I really like it. I think
a lot
of. I don't know that it's better than the first, but I did really like it.
So, Melissa, I'm so excited for you. You've been really working hard on getting your immune system up and going really well and getting your body in shape. What's your secret weapon now?
Well, I've been using AG1. Do you know AG1?
I have heard of this.
It's made by Athletic Greens. It's great. It tastes great. You do a scoop. Oh, no, because I know those veggie things can be not so tasty. This one is pretty yum.
What do you do?
Put a scoop in your water in the morning and it helps in so many ways.
So tell me what it's doing for you.
So with one scoop of AG1, you're absorbing 75 high quality vitamins, minerals, whole food sourced superfoods, probiotics, all kinds of good stuff, right?
Oh.
It's lifestyle friendly. You can eat it when you're keto, paleo, vegan, dairy-free, gluten-free, all the things.
So it's good for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it costs less than $3 a day. So you're investing in your health and it's cheaper than that cold brew habit.
And I love this. They're sustainable too. For every purchase, they donate to organizations helping to get nutritious food to kids in need, including No Kid Hungry here in the U.S.
That's amazing.
Yeah, they do like climate neutral, certified, all that good stuff.
That is amazing. So right now, it's time to reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition. It's just one scoop in a cup of water every day. That's it. No need for a million different pills or supplements to look out for your health.
Yeah, and to make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/WWB.
Again, that's athleticgreens.com/WWB to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance.
Thank you, Athletic Greens, for supporting What Women Binge.
I did. I know other people who feel differently, who felt let down by it. But
I haven't heard anyone talk about it. I actually forgot
really like
about
it.
I haven't.
Well, that's the thing. I watched the first season and then kind of forgot about it.
Yeah.
So I just recently binged the second season. And then my main binge, because I ended up having a friend who joined season 4 and I'd never seen any of it, but I binged Cobra Kai.
Oh, yeah.
Which is just a guilty.
Is that also because
pleasure.
you met Jesse Cove, who's so handsome?
We did.
We went to Wales Comic-Con and the
there.
Cobra Kai people were there. They were so sweet. But Martin Cove,
they were so sweet.
Marty Cove, who's the evil sensei from the original movie, and then through Cobra Kai, his son Jesse is in it in some capacity. I'm not sure.
He is on it. But
He's super handsome.
Yes, he's very, very handsome. But I kind of thought, because they do have an actor who comes on and plays Martin Cove younger, and so I totally thought it would be his son, and it wasn't.
Oh, interesting.
His son just has a random other role. But my dear friend Thomas Ian Griffith, who is from the original movies, who played Terry Silver, who was kind of Martin Cove's like compadre in the first, they were like cohorts of evil senseis. So Thomas joined, he was like the big reveal for season 4 was that Terry Silver was coming back. So I had 3 seasons to catch up so that I could get to Thomas's season. And now season 5 just dropped and I haven't started that. And I had to take a break. And so my palate cleanser somehow became Squid Games.
Oh, what? Deep dive.
This is who I am, though. If I read a rom-com book, then my next book has to be something crazy and dark and deep.
Wait, can you watch Squid Games and go to bed at night? Like, I feel like I'm gonna watch that. Like,
she's like,
really?
"Yep, I slept great."
I also watch like murder documentaries before I go to bed. So I'm weird.
All right,
you're in New York. You're surrounded by millions of people. You're fine.
Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah. So like from Cobra Kai to Squid Game has been my
Wow.
TV binges.
Oh my gosh. Well, I want to ask you some of the questions that we ask our season 4 guests.
Because of course we probably talked for like 3 hours. I don't even know what.
All right.
Okay, I'm ready.
If you could live life as any character in a book, show, movie, who would you be?
That is such a crazy question.
I'm sorry.
These are Amanda's questions this season.
It's funny because you sent me some questions early and I thought about a couple of them and other ones I didn't, but I really did think about this one because I was like, what is something that I loved? And I just like remember watching or reading and thinking I wish I could be her. And I think my answer to this question is random, but it's Sydney Bristow from Alias, Jennifer Garner.
Oh, that's a great one.
That was one of my, to this day, one of my favorite shows. And just like, speaking of, every single week she got to be someone else. So cool.
Right. That was a cool show.
Kick butt.
I'm shocked that one hasn't come back in this like world of reboots we live in.
Yeah, it's true.
Seriously. Or just even a resurgence of the original, because that is a show that everybody
I need to watch it. I have not watched that.
Oh,
need to watch that.
That's a great one.
Yeah.
Watch it.
All right, we'll do. If you had to pick a genre to describe your life, what would it be? Would it be musical theater?
No. It would be folly. I don't know. I don't know. Like adventure comedy drama.
All right.
I feel like it would be all of the above. Like I just feel like
Are you living in Jumanji?
My life has just been, I mean, like I have a great life, but it's definitely been like crazy and up and down. And, I lived in Los Angeles, then I lived in New York, then I went on tour for a year, then I went back to Los Angeles, back to New York. So it's just like, I never really know where I'm going to be or what I'm going to be doing.
Yeah.
So I guess adventure.
I get that. That's what I said. You're actually the only other person I think that said adventure. I said adventure too because I couldn't think of any one thing. I feel like adventure encompasses it all, like romance and drama and all that. So.
A little bit of this, a little bit
of that.
action,
a little of everything. If you could choose an actress to play you in your life story, who would that be? People tend to go, it's weird. With this question, people tend to go older instead of like finding the younger actor that might play you later.
Well, because we also think if it's your life story, it's likely long after
later on
your, younger life.
Yeah.
But any actress, any age, any dead or alive.
I mean, I kind of love, no matter what, it could be the worst movie in the world. It doesn't matter. I love it so much if she's in it. So maybe I'd say Sandra Bullock.
That's who I was going to say. Okay.
See, I was going to say Jennifer Gardner now that you brought her to my attention.
Well, she'd be great too.
But Sandra Bullock's one of my faves.
I'd say Sandra Bullock because she's one of those for me. It doesn't matter what it is. I'll watch it. I'll love it. She's in it.
It's true.
And I just think she seems like she'd be like such a good friend. Like she'd be such a cool person to know.
What's her most recent movie was really, I was.
The jungle one, right?
Yeah. It's 2 words.
Yeah. Oh, I just watched it recently. The Lost World.
Yeah. Lost.
Yeah,
Lost City.
Lost City.
Yes.
It's so good. It is
funny.
Such a classic like Sandra Bullock movie because, well, and hello, what like
Daniel
50
Radcliffe
plus year old, can get like Channing Tatum and Brad Pitt with her in a comedy. Like,
I mean,
she gets these younger dudes.
It.
It's amazing. And like, she recently had a movie with Ryan Reynolds, and then she does one with Channing Tatum. Like, it's rare that you see an older woman get a younger guy like that, and it works with her.
Yeah,
like,
I love her.
She's amazing.
So I'll say Sandra Bullock.
What's the best TV theme song?
That one is very difficult.
There's so many.
I mean, like, you hear the Friends theme song and you get giddy, but do you remember the Facts of Life theme song? You take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and there you have the facts of life. The facts of life. And then you don't know, the second verse lyrics, but you just sing along in gibberish as well. I just think that I don't know. I remember that from like early childhood, and that just being such a fun.
That is a good one.
You put you in a good mood.
Yeah, that is a good one. We haven't had that one yet, have we? What's the hardest part?
Because we're old.
I know. No, I mean, but people like have been calling out like Gilligan's Island.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
Good old shows like that. American Hero. Wait, what's it called?
American Hero.
Great American Hero.
What's happened to me? I can't believe it.
Yeah,
that one.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah. Because that was kind of like that became kind of like a pop song too.
Yes,
I feel like
that's
it became really popular.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you know what? We've been watching again. We went back to the Wonder Years, and that's a great theme song too.
Oh, God, yeah. What? I'm trying to remember.
What would you do?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Which I probably just sang out of tune. So
it's fine. We don't judge.
What is the hardest part of your job?
I mean, it's lame to say it, but we're actors. Like, probably all the no's before there's a yes.
Yeah, rejection.
It's hard. Because you have to have such a thick skin, especially to be a lifer in this business. I have so many friends who are probably the most talented people I've ever known, who either quit before they ever really were able to do anything professionally, or did it for a while and then just couldn't take what all comes with it any longer, and found other paths. And I'm so proud of them for the choices and paths that they took. But to stick in it and to do it knowing that like you have no idea where your next job is going to come from.
People know that in the NFL, like, it's rare, like, a fraction of people that play high school football get to play in the NFL. Tiny fraction, but it's kind of the same for SAG, the Screen Actors Guild. Only 1% of SAG makes over scale or something like that. Like, right? That makes a living at it.
Or makes a living
at it.
And I'm sure you know this as well, but like it's a huge misconception with people who are not in our industry. People think that you have like one great job, i.e. Sabrina for a couple of years, a million years ago. And they just think that, like, first of all, you're rich.
Yeah, you're living
and
the
that
life.
People ask me all the time, they're like, how do you pick what job you're going to do? I'm like,
I'm fighting.
Do they offer it?
Somebody calls and says, "Hey, you got this. You booked this job," and I'm like giddy about it. I said, I very rarely pick and choose. That is a luxury from time to time with certain things, but for the most part, you're just
fighting for every job. You're going on auditions. You're reading scripts. You're out there putting yourself on tape. You're doing Zoom calls with producers and casting directors and trying to get in the. I mean, I remember going to premieres just to be in front of. I went to a Sandra Bullock premiere, Hope Floats, just to be in front of the Fox executives because this movie, Drive Me Crazy, might happen soon. So go get in front of the Fox executives and show up at Hope Floats premiere. So I walked down the red carpet at the Hope Floats premiere. It turned out to be one of my favorite movies.
It's a great movie.
That one was badly promoted. That is a Sandra Bullock movie that was like badly promoted because I thought it looked too much like a romance between her and Harry Connick. And it's not. It's such a great story of like 3 generations of women. And I guess nobody wanted to promote it that way. They wanted to be like, look at her and Harry fall in love. But that's not, I was like, I don't want to see this movie, but I have to go be in front of the Fox execs.
They're just trying to sell it.
Yeah. And maybe that worked.
But so I think that's the hardest thing is just like reminding yourself it's not personal, not, keeping that thick skin.
Yeah, I totally agree. Do you have a favorite joke? I don't think anyone's told us a joke yet, by the way, all
Not
season.
Right?
No, we did get one.
I feel like I never remember jokes, but I did actually hear a joke recently that is so stupid and so short, but I thought it was really funny.
Okay.
What is I can't even.
She's already laughing.
What is Forrest Gump's password?
Shrimp? No, I don't know.
Forrest won.
I love that you were laughing before you even said it.
I just think it's so stupid. It's so funny.
Who thinks of these?
I don't know.
I want to be the person who thinks this up.
I know.
I listen to like stand-up comedy all day long on the radio, and I always am like, oh, I got to remember this joke, or I got to remember that, or I got to tell Mark this. Never remember them ever. I can't even remember the comic's name half the time, like let alone to find it.
I only remember that one just because of like how because it's just so stupid.
That's the only one I ever remember is the one that my kids liked when they were little, which was why was 6 afraid of 7 because 7, 8, 9. Like, and riddles. Like riddles are the thing that we do the most in my family. Okay, what movie, show, or channel do you turn on to tune out?
Probably anything that is like I love reality stuff, but it's a different kind of reality. I've never seen a housewife or a Kardashian, but I love like cooking competition shows.
Oh yeah,
the Great British Baking Show.
Exactly.
Oh,
so like when I just want to like relax and I'm like paying attention but not paying attention, give me like a MasterChef Junior.
Or Mason wanted to be on that so badly.
Just any of those kind of Chopped.
Did you ever watch MasterChef when Leslie was on it? My stepdad was on MasterChef season something. I don't know.
Yeah.
He was the silver fox.
I did.
Oh,
absolutely.
Have you ever watched Is It Cake? I don't know why I'm obsessed. My kids are obsessed with this one, but I love it.
No, and I know what it is, and I actually haven't watched that one yet.
I think there's only a few of them.
I know what it is.
But it's funny.
I know what it is.
Yeah,
but
you're like
there's
watching.
Also the one. There's also what's the one? Nailed it.
Oh yeah.
I like have to recreate something, but it's terrible.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I'd be great at both of those.
Great.
Like, is it cake? Well, I can't make the cake, but
Wait,
I'll decide if it's cake.
Did you see I think it was last year or maybe it was even this year, whenever, but when Elisa went on Worst Chefs in America.
Elisa Donovan, her co-star who played Morgan in the later seasons of Sabrina.
I was angry.
What was she on again?
What was it? What was she? What
was the show?
Worst Chefs in America.
Oh yeah,
Celebrity Edition.
Because I remember thinking like that's the kind of show I need to be on. Like Worst Chef,
right? You should.
Like she lives in like San Francisco. She's eating sushi every day. She doesn't know how to cook.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's
those are my zone out.
Yeah, I get that. It feels like you're productive at the same time as like vegging out, right?
You're learning.
No, I'm usually playing like a game on my iPad and watching it at the same time.
If this week was a book title, what would it be?
I have no idea. Are we talking about my life or just the world in general?
Your life.
Unexpected happy hours and scalpels.
Oh no! Dare we ask?
Everybody go to the dermatologist, man. Just go to the dermatologist once a year. Make sure it's all all is well. But there's a couple of like, you know what? Let's just be safe and get rid of that.
Yeah, I try to go once a year. Try to make an appointment for my whole family to go in once a year and just have we just all strip down naked, and then she just looks at our bodies and she's like, that needs to go, or that's okay, or you're good.
You're very freckled like I am.
I am. And my kids are very dark. My kids are more dark, so it worries me that like they're like, I don't need sunscreen, I don't burn. And I'm like, no, we're going to the dermatologist.
I'm olive complected, but I'm pale and I'm very Irish and French and very freckled. So it's just wise to go because it could be a scary thing, but like at the same time, the doctor was amazing.
It's
great.
so
but
easy. It's a dermatologist appointment is so quick. It's easy. It's not like the eye doctor or something where they stick the thing in your eye and they gotta numb it or dilate it or whatever.
Yeah.
You're in that. I feel like whenever I go to the eye doctor now that I need readers, I'm in the eye doctor like twice a year. I feel like I don't know why, but like I get my eyes checked now all the time and it takes forever. But the dermatologist, it's like get naked. Okay, turn around. You're good. Bye-bye. See you next time.
Unless you're not, and you're having unexpected midday minor surgery, but then you go for happy hour afterwards, and it's great.
Scalpels and happy hour. I like
Nothing a little gin and tonic won't cure.
I think mine this week would probably be I ate too much guacamole. I think that's what mine would be this week.
Ooh,
a lot of Mexican food this week.
There are worse things than too much guacamole.
Oh no, I know for sure. So, what is your go-to karaoke song?
I used to go to karaoke with friends so much before the pandemic, and now I feel like we're scared to just go into a room with a microphone that has been shared with God knows who.
Can you bring your own
But,
like fluffy thing that goes on the top? Like bring your own little
Yeah,
fluffy.
you know what? They have a lot of like private karaoke rooms in New York City. It's a huge thing here.
Oh, really?
I feel like they have those now where they just kind of pass out. It's, sealed in a thing and it's a cover for the mic. So
Oh.
I feel like I should plan that with friends. Maybe Alanis Morissette, Uninvited.
Oh, good one.
Oh, okay.
Moody. She's bringing down the mood in the room.
Thought of that one.
Getting a little angsty.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's definitely a go-to of mine.
I like that.
And what is a line from a show, movie, book, etc., that you'll never forget?
My name is Indigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
All right, y'all are the same.
Or from the same movie. Saying that word. I don't think it means what you think.
I don't think it means what you think it means. Inconceivable. My mom's favorite line.
What you think it means?
My mom's favorite line from that movie was always, when they're doing the sword fight, when Inigo Montoya and the Man in Black are dueling all over the rock terrain, which is just such a great scene. There's all this gymnastics, right? They're swinging the swords and swinging around things. So when he flings the sword, it lands in a little bunch of grass, and then he swings around the pipe in the air, does a little gymnastics thing, does a little round off, gets it down, stands there, grabs the sword. And Inigo Montoya goes, "Who are you?" And he goes, "No one to be trifled with." He goes, "I must know." He goes, "Get used to disappointment." Okay. And then they start fighting again.
Yeah.
I don't know why that's my mom's favorite part when he's like, "Okay." And they start fighting again.
That probably came into my head because I don't know if you've seen it or not, but the past couple of days I keep seeing people keep reposting it on, Instagram or TikTok or whatever. I'm not on TikTok, but I like to stalk it. There's this video going around right now of Mandy Patinkin doing, a podcast of some sort, and he's describing his experience working on that film.
Oh.
And he it's Melissa, you have to watch it. I literally just saw it last night.
So what do you hashtag? I don't even know how to search TikTok.
I don't even know.
I bet if we Google it, it's his son interviewing.
Well, his son has his whole Instagram page. Mandy Patinkin's Instagram is insane. Him and his wife.
I think this is on that. So go to that. But he's basically talking about his experience on that movie. He's talking about that big, huge, crazy fight sequence. And then the director saying, okay, got it. Would you guys do this one more time? Could we do it one more time? And we're going to put 2 cameras on the ceiling and you'll go through the whole thing. We won't.
Because they do. They have a ceiling shot because they obviously are in a soundstage. It looks like a soundstage. Yes.
But so he asks them, can we put 2 cameras and you'll do the whole thing. We won't break it up. And he said that they were so excited. They were like, yeah, let's do it. And then they finish it. And who was the director? Was it Chris
Rob
Reiner? Rob Reiner.
Christopher Guest played the Six Finger Man.
Okay, yes, Rob Reiner. He says, cut, print. And Mandy Patinkin tells his story and he starts to cry. And he's like, because as an actor, he's like, that's almost like the worst word you could ever hear is print, because it means you don't get to do it again. And you have to stop playing. And it's just, Melissa,
and he never gets to sword fight again like that.
Because they were done with that scene. And he did. So it was just, and he was so emotional. He's like, I'm getting emotional. And just watch it.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Wait, now we're going to do a this or that. Do you have your this or that?
Ready? These are just fun and short.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Hero or villain?
Villain.
I thought you might say that.
Of course.
Plans or surprises?
Oh God. Surprise. They terrify me, but I like them.
Caffeine or alcohol?
Oh, I adore both, but if I had to choose, I'd say caffeine.
Chocolate or fruity?
Chocolate.
Dressed up or casual?
Casual.
Introvert or extrovert?
Solidly in the middle.
Oh, all right.
I think a lot of our season 4 guests have been.
I feel that way.
Yeah.
I think I like that though. Fizzy or flat?
Fizzy.
Mm-hmm.
Are you a morning person or a night owl?
Night owl.
Righty or lefty?
Righty.
Staycation or vacation?
Vacation.
Which is why we go to Wales and we go to Liverpool.
Exactly.
We've had some fun.
We got to set one up for next year.
We do. Yeah. One of my girlfriends is on her way to Edinburgh this weekend, and I was like, "Excuse me, why are we not going to Edinburgh?" I know we were supposed to go to Edinburgh a year ago, and they canceled it on us, and they put us in Wales, which we loved. But
we had a great time,
and I love Wales, but we want to go to Edinburgh.
Yeah,
I want to go to the Highlands and St. Andrews, and
dying to go.
Hey, girl, I need to look in your phone. And
grab your phone.
I need you to tell me how many unread emails you might have there because we have to decide if you're an Amanda person or a Melissa person.
Well, I don't have to pick up my phone to answer the question.
Uh-oh. Okay, how many? Uh-oh.
She's an Amanda.
I don't know.
The answer would be 0.
0. She's my person. I was going to say if she. Why, did you turn off your email address? What happened?
So I will say this. I have well, I'm not saying my email address, but I have a Mac account. And so it does a very, very, very good job of filtering the spam.
Yeah.
So I don't get a crazy amount of spam, but honestly, when I wake up every morning, the first thing I do is grab my phone and I immediately look at whatever emails came in and I just trash them right away. I cannot stand that little red
I'm the same way, but
thing on my phone ever.
I mean, I have 72 right now, which is that's freaking me out.
Melissa, you're very important.
Well, Jenna, thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Do you have anything you want to promote? Do you have anything coming forward besides we're going to be in Hartford in March for 90s Con, so everybody come to Hartford.
Yes, we are. I have a movie coming out, I think sometime. I don't have a date yet though, but it'll be streaming. It's a horror zombie movie. So I don't know if people want to follow me on socials. I will let everybody know when it comes out. But it was my dream to do a horror movie. So
what's it called? What's the movie called?
It's called, I think the working title is Dead Season 2, but I'm not positive yet.
Okay. And your handle is at Jenna Leigh Green?
Yes.
Okay. And it's Lee, L-E-I-G-H.
L-E-I-G-H.
G-R-E-E-N.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being here. And maybe next time we'll have to do like a watch episode or something.
Yes.
Right? Oh, absolutely. That'll be fun. Hopefully next time we can figure it out and we'll do one in person.
Yes. Yeah. We'll come to New York. We love New York.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
I miss New York.
We'll take her to see Wicked.
Yes, I have. Finally. Guys, maybe I'll have you back on when I see Wicked and I can finally ask you appropriate questions.
There you go. Regardless, you need to see Wicked.
I know.
It's
It's on my...
come through Nashville.
Oh, that's true. It did come to LA a bunch of times. I mean, obviously, and it played in LA, and I missed it everywhere. Like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know what's wrong with me. I didn't watch TV. I didn't see Wicked.
What happened?
I know. My pop culture references are just all very much like alternative 90s rock. Well, love you, girl. Thank you so much.
Love you too. I'll talk to you soon, and hopefully see you soon too. Amanda, so nice to meet you.
So nice to meet you, Jenna.